As Kevin defeated the Kronos Knight, Duke Bamford stared in disbelief. First Diego, now Blanco, both had fallen. Shocked, the Duke wondered aloud what that sinister aura could be. "It's dark sorcery," he declared, his voice laced with outrage. Without hesitation, he shouted, accusing Dimitry of corrupting the sacred champion's duel with such forbidden power. "Kronos cannot accept the results of this defiled battle," he roared. With that, Duke Bamford commanded the Kronos troops to charge forward and eliminate Dimitry, who, in his eyes, knew nothing of a warrior's honor. "The Empire shall always prevail," he proclaimed as he raised his hand to signal the assault. At his order, the soldiers surged toward Dimitri's knights. Kevin, witnessing the chaos unfold, clenched his fists in frustration. Just then, Roman stepped forward, placing a hand on Kevin's shoulder. "You've done well," Roman said. "Leave the rest to me." Kevin hesitated, uneasy about Roman's next move. He couldn't quite grasp what Roman was planning to do. The scene shifted to a memory, a decade after the death of Heavenly Baek Joong-Hyuk. On a tranquil river, two men sat fishing aboard a small boat. One, we'll call Vincent, and the other, wearing a cap, we'll refer to as Segunda for clarity. Vincent turned to Segunda and asked to hear the truth. When Vincent had first stepped into the martial world known as Youngwon Murim, it had already been dominated by the demonic cult. Naturally, he found it hard to trust, especially when it came to the legends about Heavenly Baek Joong-Hyuk. Were they all true? Segunda nodded slowly. They're true. That day, when the Shaolin Temple's 108 arhats were taken down, even they had to admit they stood no chance against Baek Joong-Hyuk. He paused, then continued. It was the achievement of one man alone, Baek Joong-Hyuk. Vincent leaned forward. There's something else I want to know. In the history of the demonic cult, I heard Baek Joong-Hyuk was the only one to reach the Cheon, or heaven, realm, and that the heavenly demon divine art he mastered is the greatest martial art in existence. Is that true? Segunda gave a non-committal shrug. It might be, or it might not. Vincent frowned. What do you mean? Later, Baek Joong-Hyuk achieved enlightenment and ascended to the heaven realm, Segunda explained. But when he unified the Murim world, he was still at the earth stage. He went on to describe the structure of the heavenly demon divine art. It has 3 stages: In, Mon, Ji, earth, and Cheon, heaven. The In stage is foundational. It refines the senses and harmonizes with nature. The Ji stage surpasses physical limits and embodies complete unity with the natural world. And the final stage, Cheon, transcends man altogether. It's reaching the heavens. Vincent's eyes widened. So what does that mean? It's simple, Segunda replied. Baek Joong-Hyuk was beyond comparison. Back in the present, Roman stood still, a storm of power building within him. He thought to himself, he had finally reached the earth realm. It had been a long time since he used this. Kevin and Chris watched in astonishment as Roman stepped forward. With a single motion, Roman activated the heavenly demon dominant step, first step. His aura erupted, cracking the ground beneath him. The greatest under heaven, Baek Joong-Hyuk, had developed 9 sword techniques and 9 corresponding steps. Roman now invoked those ancient powers. The very earth trembled as his energy shattered the terrain where the Kronos soldiers stood. Duke Bamford's eyes widened. Then Roman followed up with the layered second step of the heavenly demon dominant step. Hannibal, observing closely, muttered to himself. It's not just the ground, it feels like space itself is breaking apart. Without delay, Roman drew his sword. The midsection second form of the heavenly demon sword technique was unleashed. His blade, engulfed in a swirling aura of demonic energy, cut through the air. As he swung, dozens of Kronos soldiers were instantly felled. He swung again, another wave of devastation. Hannibal stood frozen, witnessing Roman's true might for the first time. Realizing the threat, Hannibal charged forward. I have to end him now, he thought. As Hannibal prepared to strike with his aura-forged sword, Roman moved again, activating the layered third step of the dominant step. A tremendous surge of demonic aura exploded from his blade. He followed with the midsection third form of the heavenly demon sword technique. In a blinding flash, Roman struck. Hannibal barely comprehended what had occurred before a massive explosion rocked the battlefield. As the dust cleared, Hannibal was on the ground, defeated by a single strike. Fear etched across his face as he looked down. His legs were severely injured, rendering him immobile. Stunned, he couldn't believe it. Hannibal, the second strongest in Kronos, ranked third on the entire continent, had been brought down this easily. Roman stepped forward, voice cold and resolute. I've heard the rumors about you, Hannibal. You show no mercy to your enemies. He continued, I don't care what you do on the battlefield, but if the ones you harmed were my people, then I'll show you no mercy either. That's who I am. That's how I live. Just as Roman raised his sword to finish Hannibal off, Duke Bamford intervened. Stop, Bamford shouted. You've already crossed the line. What you've done today, in front of everyone, cannot be forgiven. Roman's gaze darkened as his demonic aura surged again. Deep violet light enveloped his entire being. Enough nonsense, Roman growled. If Kronos chose to face me, they should have been prepared to accept the consequences. And in that moment, it became clear to all who stood witness. The true heavenly demon had returned in this life.